We are live.
What's up, y'all?
What is going on,
Should I
everybody?
share to my screen, like to my Facebook?
I would like you to.
Okay.
You can step away.
How am I supposed to do
Right. So we're on Facebook right now. However, uh, man, it's awesome. We are now on YouTube. For real, we on YouTube. All our episodes are on YouTube, and with the growing YouTube community base, the idea is I am asking everybody if you're watching this from my page right now. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, if you could, please, oh please, I ask that you stop watching from Facebook. Hit, come out the video. You can even look on my page. I put a link on there and watch from the YouTube. And everybody on YouTube, you can comment. This is our live page. You should be able to see us live. And we want as many of our people to go over to the YouTube. And while you're at the YouTube, hit subscribe. We are up. Baby girl, do you know how many subscribers we got on YouTube now?
No, I don't. But
I don't either, but it's north of 200 already.
Yes, so we really need 500.
I know.
We're close to 200. So you guys have been making it do what it do. So we really appreciate the love. So if you can go and watch us on YouTube, make sure you share it. But we are back for another episode. What is this? Episode 3.
Episode 4. Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Conversations
from the couch.
From the couch.
We got
CFTC.
Conversations from the couch. We live, doing it real big.
Boom,
right.
Boom. Now, can I apologize to you first? I had our podcast mics. I was ready to be awesome and great, and I left them charging up somewhere else at the church.
We gotta be great, right? We just can't be
Yo,
basic.
We not gonna be basic. Y'all look, right now, I'm getting all y'all comments all in one place. YouTube and Facebook, no errors. Let's go. And it's 9:32. I don't want to keep calling you my baby girl, because that's not how I really talk.
Yeah,
but my
don't call me that. My daddy called me
Just your daddy called. It is a great name for you. I wish he didn't, so I could have that. That would be great. But
okay.
My wonderful girl.
We gotta finish in 30 minutes.
I know.
So we gonna hit this topic and we gonna keep it moving. I think we got a really good one. Just to recap, if you are new, again, we thank you so much for joining us for
so much
Conversations from the Couch.
Conversations from the couch. And I'm a little. Actually, if anything, you are not as relaxed as I am in our dress.
Today.
And our dress, you've been on me that I haven't been as relaxed.
What we do is
I have no sweater.
We have invited you guys to our living room.
Our living room at the Real House.
Just so you can join in on some of the conversations that we actually just randomly have. But this week, I am so excited because we did ask for your input.
Yeah.
And we asked for what are some things you wanted to for us to discuss. And so this week, I really think that it's going to be very beneficial to all who watch. So make sure you share it with everyone. And so we're going to really talk about what's in it for me. What that means is dating with a purpose, how to stay disciplined in dating, and then how to stay disciplined in your marriage as well, because you still need that discipline to carry over when you cross the line and you get married. We really sometimes have to ask the question, what's in it for me?
Beautiful thing. And getting into it, dating with a purpose. No, how did you label the title? How did you say it? You said what's in it for me.
I said what's in it for me.
What's in it for you? And that's great. So let's jump there. What's in it for me? There should be a serious question that you are asking yourself and really asking of whoever you're in a relationship with, whoever you're dating. How would they answer that question? Mm-hmm. What's in it for them? Hey, I like you. We exchange numbers. I don't know how y'all do stuff nowadays. But y'all finally met up to do a date.
Yeah, but even before then,
before the date,
I think you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Okay, so now I'm on the scene. I'm ready to date. What do I want? Do I want a serious relationship? Do I just want to go get something to eat? Do I just want to chill? Do I just want to have some fun for a night? Like, what's in it for you? What do you want? Even before you get out on the scene where you say, hey, I'm ready to date. And if you are ready to date, now what does dating mean for you? What does that entail?
Now, just because you're saying what's in it for me, that's not a negative thing. I believe when you talk about when we first dated, and it is a joke, but it's reality, you said stuff like, hey, he's not a threat. Like you was in a cool time. You weren't initially the first time we went out when you ended up paying. You weren't saying I'm only going to go out with somebody I'm going to marry in 4 years, or were you? I don't think that was the tone, and I'm saying that's not always a bad thing on date number one. You don't have to say I'm only going to get food if I'm getting married. If they not, like.
Well, if I can be honest,
or I could be wrong.
No, I wasn't intentionally like, oh, the next person I date is I'm gonna get married. But because I had standards and I had things that I stood for, I had some things that I wasn't willing to compromise on.
Hey, Kimmy. Hey, what's going on, Mark?
I had some things I really wasn't willing to compromise on. And we're going to take a pause right there. I wasn't compromising the level of respect I was going to receive.
Okay. So this goes into your standards on the date.
Oh, just in general.
Okay.
I wasn't going to compromise on the level of respect I was going to receive.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to compromise on how you spoke to me. And I wasn't going to compromise on remaining pure until I got married. So when we dated, I felt like you were safe.
Right. So that's where you use that word. Right. I don't think it's. I don't think that's. Let's be real.
I felt like you were safe.
Safe.
Because at the time, I thought that you were safe.
What do you mean?
I
knew Jesus and partner
I
in
thought
my
that you were
sins.
saved, and so I thought that we had the same beliefs in the same agreement.
Okay.
So with that being said, now let's fast forward 20 years later. People tell people, oh, well, you got to lower your standards. You got to get rid of those different things. You got to drop some things. When it comes to knowing who you are and how you being treated, I don't think you have to lower those standards.
Okay.
When it comes to you compromising your relationship with Christ, I don't think you have to lower those standards.
Okay.
And so because I had those standards in dating, I knew what I was willing to deal with and what I was willing to not deal with.
So for you to answer that question on by date number one, what's in it for you? How could you summarize that? What would have been in it for you at that time?
So here's my thing. There was a season of my life where I just wanted to go get something to eat. And so if I just wanted to go get something to eat, I didn't care about none of that.
Cool.
I didn't care about those standards because I knew that you wasn't going to smash. I knew that wasn't even the idea that I had. I just want to go get something to eat and have a good time. So if that's all that I wanted, what was in it for me was to have a good time. And whether that entailed me going to get something to eat.
Free
or
meal,
me
right?
going to the arcade. I mean, I'm just saying that's what was in it for me at the time.
Which I think is an all right thing. I'm saying I never wanted to I never want anything to come off like if you didn't fast for 40 days and 40 nights before you went out for Chinese food, that means you ain't off. No, there are seasons where you're like, hey, I was reading an article. I really was. I was doing my show prep. I was. And when I asked purposeful dating, the article said, it was saying, they rephrased it, dating on purpose. And they said, sometimes you could be in a season of, I wrote them right there. It said career-focused dating. It said these are people that they are very entrenched with their careers, very focused in their careers, and they believe that their careers is how they're going to benefit society. It's meaningful. Maybe they're a surgeon, maybe they're a doctor, maybe they're a preacher.
And that's their purpose.
And that's it. And since that's their purpose, they want whoever they date. Like you were talking about, what was it? I called you my rib, but you, not soulmates. What is it?
My purpose partners.
Purpose partners. And I think that line really well. So if I'm very career focused, I want somebody, what's in it for me? Well, I want somebody that can help me in this focus. You're going to agree with me. You're going to compromise time with me because this career is really big in my life. My focus point.
So if I'm busy working, you're not going to be frustrated because I am working. So Shamika, I love that you say, because you say at this age, I'm dating for marriage. And I think that's a big question to answer. If you know that you if you know that you are dating for marriage, then don't lower those standards.
Yes.
If you go on a date with a person and off rip, they talking about, well, I don't see marriage in my life. We don't got time to waste time. Like, keep it moving.
Can you change your mind?
Keep it moving.
Can you change your
so
mind?
This is my dilemma here.
Can you change your mind?
I'm gonna say no.
You told me I was gonna be doing all the talking on this episode.
No,
I'm glad.
I'm gonna say no, and I think you have to really be honest with yourself.
I don't think it is either.
I think you got to be honest because I feel like at times we'll be like, oh, well, this person has the potential to be a great husband. This person has the potential to do amazing things. Fact. Oh, this person is already a great dad, so I know if I have a child by him, he's going to be an even greater father.
No cap.
I see all of this potential, but he already told you in the beginning that he was not getting remarried or he was not getting married again.
Or he wasn't getting a divorce.
Or he wasn't getting a divorce.
Girl, he said he don't get that divorce.
Heavy tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't getting a divorce. So you really got to answer that question. What are you willing to deal with? So now you 6 years later, you mad because he's not marrying you, and he just told you in the beginning that he doesn't want to get married. Or you mad 12 years down the line, she's not marrying you, and you struggling because she won't say yes and she won't walk down the aisle, and she already told you her desire was not to get married. So you got to really answer the big question, what is it for you? Ain't it for you? And what are you willing to deal with? If you're willing to deal with the fact that this person never wants to get married, go ahead, continue the courtship for 15 years. If that's what you like, do
6, 12,
do
not
you
15.
Do you? But don't get frustrated. Don't be.
Come on, man.
Don't get frustrated. Don't be in a prayer line talking about, oh, I'm praying for marriage, and you've been with this person for 15 years. She not marrying you. So let's go ahead and let her go. Let her wings be free, and find somebody else that want to get married.
Just my wings and names.
I'm just saying.
Come on, you have the whole time.
Be married.
You just put on a whole women's conference in 2 minutes.
No, because I think sometimes we allow ourselves to get so frustrated because we feel like we can change people.
Yeah, look. Shamika said I actually went on a date with a guy who told me he was only looking for friends with benefits. I enjoyed my meal and we parted ways because.
Thank you, Shamika. You enjoyed your meal because you know you don't have time for that.
That's not what we're doing.
And I can appreciate that. And because now you know what you want, I'm gonna pray that God sends you what you want and you desire. But oftentimes we feel like we can change somebody's mind and intentions. If he been with you for 14 years, sis.
6, 12, 15, she just went down to 14, already had you on the prayer line. And like my good doctor say, we have to believe people in the beginning and not think our love can change folks. Because this is what can happen. Now, this will happen. As you're talking about what's in it for me. When we first or second time, whatever time around you want to say for us dating, I'm with you, dating. I was willing, I know this in the second time, whatever it took, that I really did want marriage. I desired marriage. Now, me being 19 or 21 or however old when we dated the second time around, 23, did I know everything that encompassed that? Did I come from that? I had 0 children. Do I know what it means to be a father? No. I only had my own space, how much credit, how much revolving. I was only a few years even into my job at that time. So of course, I did not understand everything. And so you can come across somebody who may not understand the details and the minutia and how much it will take in marriage. However, the question is, are they willing? So like you said, what's in it for me? My thing is, what's in it for me was I desired marriage. So when I had a conversation with you and I'm like, hey, I'm really looking, we didn't just straight up say that, but we start establishing some boundaries. One of your boundaries was you're like, look, I ain't having sex. I just want you to know that up front. So for me, now at least I get to interpret, am I willing to stick this out and not have sex? Or is that going to be my breaking point? And now early on, I could have got out her hair if I was really about to just waste her time. If I was just interested with friends with benefits and then I could have. And now we preserved her in her amazing youth and everything that she got. She not frustrated. We parted ways. Hallelujah. Amen. You and me will part. But if we're afraid to have that conversation, that's what I want to get to. Because purposeful dating, I think, is about having those type of conversations. the real conversation where you say, hey, is this something, do you see yourself being a parent of a mixed family? Because if I got 2 kids, I really want to ask you, do you see yourself being a mom that already got 2 kids? Maybe you had 0 and I got 4. And if you say no, then I'm like, okay. If you say, well, I think I can get behind that, I'm just saying, then that means we can work towards that. I brought all me up is because we work towards me. No, I never used to hold a baby, but that came because I was willing to do whatever it took in our thing, and those steps can happen. And your love can support somebody and make them want to step it up. But if they're like, no, I ain't gonna do that.
And I think the question we have to ask is if your desire is
what's going on,
marriage,
Daryl?
because some people that's not their desire.
It's not.
We have to ask, well, when do I have that conversation? Because that may require you to be vulnerable. You know, on the first date, you may have to say, hey, you know what? I'm saved. I'm holding myself into marriage. So that person, you gotta be okay with the person bowing out. I think that's the key, because that vulnerability may require you to be rejected, if I can be honest, or that vulnerability may require you to hear something that you don't want to hear. They may not reject you because ultimately sometimes people feel like, oh, well, I know what she say, whatever, I can change their mind. But it will require you to say no. Like, you gotta stand firm.
Because when you smell this cool water on my neck,
you gotta
it's gonna change your mind.
You gotta stand firm on that, you know, on your belief and on those specific standards, because like you said, you don't have time to waste games. And then sometimes you gotta be able to understand their perspective.
That's and now what about this? Date number 1. What's going on, Shug? Next week we'll be back together. I'm gonna be back on track by next week. Okay, date number 1, or let's say early on, date number 2, whatever. We had this conversation. You like, hey, is marriage something in your future? What can I say? I do desire to walk this walk, but what's something that still show that he's with it, even if he doesn't just say like absolutely marriage? Boy, if he like, can he say, hey, I'm open to that? I'm really open to that idea.
In my future. Let's pause for this. Okay, I'm
for
open
real.
For the idea. That's different from, oh, I see that in my future.
What you mean by that? I don't know. What you say? I'm
going to ask some more questions. What do you mean you see that in your future? Like your future in 5 years, your future in 10 years?
Okay,
your
cool.
future in 20 years?
Y'all taking notes?
Or does it mean
Don't take notes. No. Just watch again. Y'all, we got 7 watch hours and we need like 1,000. So watch all this again.
Or does that mean like, okay, if you're with the right person or the right guy or the right girl, because I don't always want to put it on the guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean that could change, you know, quickly? I think we got, because we're adults here, I think we got to have like real conversations. And again, I guess the question is, when are you going to decide to have those those conversations? Do you want to have that
Put that question out real quick.
I'm not sure.
So how early in the relationship, or I don't want to use the word early. So when in a relationship should we have some of those conversations? One being that purposeful dating. Hey, what is your idea in this thing? Date 1, date 2, date 3. Somebody just put in the comments, YouTube, shout out YouTube. Again, if you're on Facebook, I love you, but stop Facebook right now and go to YouTube and catch back up. The link is right on my page, like right below this post or something. So I just want to see
So I see two questions here.
Good.
I'm going to deal with Rhonda. I love Rhonda. You said your brother says 30 days a person knows if they're going to get married to you or not. I think I won't put... Okay, so here's my thing. I don't want to put numbers like that, because I think sometimes with women, we're very analytical and we'll be like, oh, 30 days, you know, he should know. But I do think that it doesn't take years for a person to identify if they want to marry you or not. I can agree with that. That's the first thing.
So if you'll say 30 days, and if you take away that, you'll say that's pretty soon. That's in about 60 days.
And
I'll even
give it the 6 months. Within 6 months.
Because I don't agree with 30. I think 30 days is too soon.
I'll give you 6 months. You should know, okay, And 6 months is a long time for
Bruh,
You can do a lot in 6
Bruh,
months.
they let you return a mattress in like 3 months. They let you sleep on that boy every day and like you still don't like it. So I don't know about 30. 30
So
is kind of tight. Let's see. What you say?
You know, you could see, you know, if this is gonna work or not. But then you got, cause 6 months, you done already kind of got some connection. You connected a little bit. So now you gotta figure out how you gonna handle and how you gonna have this hard conversation and how you gonna shift things once you find out he not really with it or she not really with it. If marriage is your ultimate goal. However, I want to put a pause here because I know that we've talked about what do you do on dates, because I have to address this. Somebody in a conversation in the chat here says that marriage has lost its luster, and unfortunately, I hate that people feel that way, and that could be why a lot of people no longer want to date. And I think this is a conversation for another time, because I believe that a lot of people have turned marriage into a business partnership, and marriage is beyond business partnership. Marriage is ministry. Marriage is compatibility. Marriage is ordained by God. And so for someone to say marriage has lost its luster, I believe we've allowed the enemy to have room to have his way in that aspect, because marriage for me has been great. It's hard work. I mean, it comes with sacrifice. It comes with compromise. But I believe that God has a purpose partner and a connection, and he desires for us to be with somebody. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is equipped to be married. That's not what I'm saying. Right. But I believe that if you have a desire to be married, God can make that happen for you. So I think we want you to see that marriage has not lost its luster. I mean, his luster. I think that Stephen and I have a great time. We still have fun. We still joke. We date occasionally. No, I'm just joking. We date occasionally.
No, she mean that. Barbara, be real with the people. But we get better. I pray. I see flowers coming soon.
You know, I think we have a good time together. But even still, and I know we are running out of time. We talk about purposeful dating, and then we want to.
We got 13 minutes.
How do you stay disciplined in your dating? So let's shift to.
Well, hold on. Can I speak on that? The joy of it. I do really like to. If you do a hashtag Facebook, Instagram, Marriage Rocks. No, I'm not the creator of it, but I try my best purposely to tag when I see couples, when I see cats get married, people go on vacation. I think that there's almost no greater joy. Think about how mothers birth a child, and I'll laugh. I'm scrolling, I see somebody with a new baby, and they're like, my life is complete now, and so much joy has come. And as silly as it can sound, any mother out there, any father out there, when I had my first child, I think we drove I was trying to drive like 40 miles on 696. I was scared because it's a connection. God has created us with this connection with people to be very close to us, that he did not desire for it to be, I'm with this person for 2 years, and now I'm with somebody else for 2 years. Now I'm with somebody else for 2 years, because so much of God is about the long journey. That's why he says Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Christ desires to be with us today. And he says, let's be together and grow on different levels. I believe that there are benefits. We did not start off like this. We've been in seasons where Ebony was the cooker, the cleaner, the washer, the blah, 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 blah. We've been in seasons where I'm the cooker, the cleaner, the washer, the blah, 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 blah. I've been a breadwinner. She's been home. She's been a primary breadwinner, and I wasn't at home, but still all the way here. And neither of these would I say day one, I said, oh, I'm up for that. But the growth in it, where we are now, and how we even communicate and how we talk now, that I wouldn't change that, because on my most joyful day, I want to share that information with her. And she knows me. And sometimes I'll even hide stuff from her because she knows me so well. I'm like, I don't want her to know this part yet. But it's a beautiful thing to have somebody that has been with you. And there is joy in marriage. It's a blessing in marriage. And because there's a blessing, there must also be an enemy to try and destroy that. So I think that's why some of the Lester, we see people go through bad things and challenging things, but show me baby mama and baby daddy drama that looks easy. I'm like, man, give me marriage all day long. Not that I always got to be with babies, but I'm saying I don't know, long,
I think it's a lot that we can unpack
it
here
is a
because
lot.
I love these comments, like the fact that social media has allowed marriage to look all whimsical. We can
Oh,
deal with
man.
that, but I gotta go back to Dwayne. Dwayne said he needed years. Did you really need years? Like, did you really need years? Like, why did you
Pass.
like why did you need years? Like, that's my question. Like, did you need years to find out, like, to figure out, like, this was your wife, or did you need years because you feel like you wasn't ready? Like, why did you really need years?
That's a great question.
I'm concerned.
I think a
why?
a guy could need years if he's trying to analyze how this person's going to work in their new established life. I think the older we get, it is challenging. Think about, I used to hear this joke. They say, think about the keys. Like, my daughter only has like one key on her key ring. Well, on my key ring, I got 78. Well, the more keys you get on your key ring, you have job, you have work, you have this, and now I'm trying to merge you into this. And I can see somebody saying, I don't know if she's the fit for this because she might crash with this. I'm not saying that's a good reason.
No. I get all of that, but I think now you're going to enter into this relationship wrong because now you've removed the God notion. Because now it's, I want to see how you can fit instead of how can God tell you how your wife or your spouse should fit. And if you go into your marriage and remove God out of your marriage, you already set up for failure because you're removing the person that is the glue that's going to keep that marriage together when things get trouble. And I think that's where I say, what do you mean it took years? Like, I'm trying to figure out where this person could fit, because if it's you and your own strength, you're never gonna be able to figure that out. It's never gonna work. You're gonna surely need God to reveal those things to you and to reveal to you how you're gonna love your spouse. Whether you're loving your wife or whether you're loving your husband. So I think that sometimes, to me, can be the trick of the enemy. Also, females and guys, when a person say it takes years for them to identify, like, what really made them decide? Was it like,
what was the final thing?
What was the final, like, I gave you an ultimatum. I don't want to be nobody's ultimatum. Like, I'm not about to be that. That's one of my standards. Like, if you can't figure it out, like, in the beginning, I'm not gonna be, we might as well do it because we've been together. I'm not gonna be.
We ain't getting no
I'm
younger.
not gonna be that song. I absolutely hate that song.
It.
We might as well do it. We not getting no younger, so let's get married. No, absolutely not.
Bruno Mars
That's not Bruno Mars. That's Jagged Edge.
I know, but I'm saying Bruno. I was about to say Bruno got one. I'm looking for something dumb to do.
Yeah, like,
hey baby.
That's the dumbest.
I think I want to marry
those
you.
Those are the two dumbest songs ever, and it always throws me off because I don't want to be your ultimatum.
First of all,
I don't want to be.
You don't want to be okay.
I don't want to be. Well, we've been together for 12 years. We might as well get married. Like, that's your only reason for marrying me. Like,
so why should So why should somebody get married?
Well,
why should someone get married?
Okay.
What is the benefit of getting married over us just being together for
like
10
law?
years? Yeah, common law.
Well, first of all, if you die, I know that I ain't got to worry about nobody.
Y'all, I'm so happy that she killed me off and she did all these years. Go back to episode 1. Please, watch episode 1. Shamika, you was there. Y'all was with me. And I said, when y'all getting flown out, I said, if y'all get flown out, y'all gonna be in the hospital, and I killed you off. Y'all was like, oh, he got deep. I love this. This is my mate. This is my equal, y'all. This me. I think you're a better version of me at so many things. Really
God
do.
bless you.
No, for real, I really do.
I wonder if so benefits, because I think that's good. I think that ultimately, and I know that we talked about this before, I think that your spouse should help you carry out your purpose. Now, could I effectively help Pastor Stephen or Stephen carry out his purpose if we weren't married? Yeah, I could send him encouraging words, but I believe that there's some revelation that comes out when we become one. I mean, let's be honest. And when we become one in the eyesight of God, when we have sex, I mean, let's just really be real. and we're not frowned upon when it comes to Christ, because intimacy, whether it's emotional or whether it's physical, is something that God desires for us to have.
Right.
And so that's not number two, but I think it's high up. So you could
It is high. It is high up, and I have so many conversations with couples that have been together, and I ask them, "Hey, what do we need to do to get you guys married?" And I try and pull them aside. I say, "I don't want it to sound like I'm like, oh, just do it just because." But I try to share with them. I say, "You two are trying to build something, and you're trying to pray to God, and God cannot assist where He doesn't see the blessing." When God saved this woman from the very act of adultery, people say, "See, Jesus didn't judge her." Yes, He did. He said, "Go on your way and sin no more." He didn't say, "Oh, I saved you, just go do what you want." No, Christ always challenges us to do better. He says, "Okay, I saved you, but I don't want you to sin. So I'm going to pray with y'all on Sunday, and then we sleeping together." The Bible also speaks about causing your brother to fall. You can give a false idea to another couple who may fall in. So now we're growing up children, and now we got all this, and then we say, "But I want God to bless us buy a new house." I said, well, the first thing, if you buy a new house, marriage will help you, because now your income can join easily on paper. Your taxes can be joined together. Now you file jointly under marriage, and now you save money. Like, there are so many legal benefits that kick in.
And then I guess I got to back up, because I said that wasn't high on the list. I guess intimacy would actually be high on the list, because if you ask me what are the benefits for being married, I mean, God told us to be fruitful and multiply. So in order to bring more kids into this world, God's desire is for us to be married. Right. And in order for you to have kids, you got to have sex. So, I mean, that's another benefit of it. But, I mean, having that lifelong companionship, having a friend, hopefully husband and wives are friends. I hope that you could.
There's seasons where we're friends.
You know, I hope that we can find friendships. I mean, we're always friends. Now, it may not be seasons where we're lovers, but no. I'm just saying. I mean, like we're.
Can we be lovers instead of friends?
We always friends.
I want to always be lovers. We can be friends later.
See, that's the problem. See, that's the issue.
But check this out.
But
if we was lovers first.
I made you my friend first.
Yeah. And so I can become a lover.
That's what we said.
Why are you taking me back down a step? Don't send me back downstairs.
I think friendship and relationships is very key.
I didn't say it wasn't. But a lovers in relationship, I think, is higher up.
I don't know.
You just said we're one. We're locked in.
I guess I wasn't talking about always having sex to be considered my lover. But
well,
I will. Saying,
since you did mention that, let's go rewind real quick.
Well, we got about 5 minutes. We gotta go, y'all.
We had a day with nothing but all these tasks and things. It was my birthday weekend. It was nothing but stuff to do, stuff on the gauntlet, clean this, birthday party here, birthday party here. It's like, oh my goodness, what about my day? And guess what? And just a touch of her anointing, man. I was working a birthday party. Somebody was like, "What about your day?" I said, "Don't worry about my day. I'm good." And it's man, God will shield you. God will help you. It's the best reason. I don't think enough women, y'all. That's a whole nother thing. But I honestly don't think enough women realize how important sex is to men. Y'all say, "Oh, it's just important." No, but I'm talking that it does something mentally. Naturally, it's chemically bound that even resets our tones to help us refocus. Hey, you are the queen of my world. I lost track of that in here and there. Not saying you can do that. Not saying everybody that's having sex is on the same.
These are the benefits.
But these are benefits.
Of marriage.
Because
marriage.
All right, my old barber my old barber, he said that they were together forever. I wasn't the dagger encouraging them to get married, but he always told me I assisted. Day one, after they back from the honeymoon, he's like, "Steve, you was right." I told him, I said, the biggest thing you're going to see is after you're done being together, you're not going to feel that emptiness that you felt before. And it's a guy thing. You know, we tired, but it's empty. It's a different type of, it's a gut. And it's not on that level. Marriage, you like, man, I can still feel happy. You still get, he wasn't even a believer. But he was like, Oh my God, it's hard to explain. You told me, and I said, brother, it's something about that piece. All right. So we at 34. We good. We on track for our average YouTube time. We got 3 minutes. So what we missed? I wanted to comment this. I saw this one. I think people are obsessed with the whimsical stories of marriage, which close the door on reality. And I can understand that. I think it's somewhere in the middle. My wife loves the I'm pointing to our TV at
Romantic shows.
romantic shows, Christmas shows. Romantic shows, I'm cool. The Christmas ones to me, I'm dying
They
laughing.
all have the same plot.
Oh,
like, I know exactly
I'm
what's
the-
gonna happen in the show, but I
I'm
love
the
them.
successful person that moved away, and now I'm back in the small town. Here we go, and there's always a fair, a carnival, a cookout, or something. It's, we discovered you always had a crush on me. I always had a crush on you.
No.
And Grandma had the winning fortune cookie,
Okay.
and we saved the house. And wow, to me, I'm like, that is fake. I say fake. My wife sees, but look how he cared for her. Look how he brought her flowers. Look how he attended to her. So more of us guys, I mean, throw myself on the mercy seat because we think that success is, I went to work. For me, I dress the kids and I've clothed the kids and I come home and cook. Then I wash the dishes. And that's before I ever take off my coat. And my wife be like, it'd be nice if I go on a date. And it's frustrating, like, but I did all these other things. She's not saying I didn't, but she wants to be higher up on that priority. And there does she not deserve it? So it is in me. And sometimes it's hard for us to focus. That's why I say for real, love making help us like, man, I owe her back. Like, man, I need to make sure I can call a sitter, I can do a thing. Because whimsicalness is also found in marriage. Because who in the right mind sits next to each other for 40 minutes every week and talk in front of a camera?
But then
But like, this is kind of cool.
I
Like,
know
this,
it is cool, but then I gotta go back. But
go
why
back.
can't the social media clips that you see be real? Like, why do we assume that they're fake? Like, who says that they're fake? Like, why can't they be real? Like, that's my thing.
Maybe
like, I
some
think
of them.
sometimes
I think a lot of them. Well, the hard thing is any picture. I'm staring at pictures of my kids on the wall.
Well, here's my thing,
this
though.
kitchen,
No.
and I get it, but this picture doesn't show the story of that day. We see this beautiful, and I get it because I be looking like, and people say, oh, but if you ever did a photo shoot with kids, you know it was 97 hours of HE double, getting them dressed, fighting.
Yeah, but
and then you get a beautiful picture, and people see the picture like, we should do that. And I'll be like, just know that it takes 97 hours of frustration.
Yeah, but nobody never talks about that negative aspect of that picture. But when
They
it comes,
don't.
they don't. And they don't talk about the negative aspect of any picture when they see that. But when it comes to marriage, it's always talked about the negative aspect
I see where you're going.
Oh, that's fake. Oh, that's not real. Oh, they putting on a show for social media, or they doing this.
Well, they say it for the other stuff too.
Not a lot.
They
Not
say
often. Oh, maybe a trip, quote unquote.
Everybody's
but they
saying
don't,
it for Steve Harvey daughter.
But they don't even say it for. She's not married. That's,
I know, but I'm saying
that's
she's
taken
not married, and they say, "Oh, that's fake. That's just a pose. That's just it."
No, they know.
Taylor
she don't,
Swift.
They know that
Everybody,
she don't want to get married.
so I'm saying they also
you
say it
just,
with other stuff too.
You just said it. If we look at a picture of a family gathering, we don't talk about what it took for that picture, for that family gathering. We don't even focus on that. We just say, oh, this is an amazing photo and you have an amazing family. But if I take a picture with my husband and I post it where we're holding hands or we're kissing, somebody may say, oh, that's fake. They putting on. They just show. Like, why is it such an attack on marriages? That's what I'm saying. Like, we always highlight the negative part of marriages and never highlight the good part of marriages. And if it is highlighted, then that's false. Why is that? Like, why is that? So that's my thing. Like, we have to realize that it's such an attack on marriages. And some of that attack, I know we like to blame it on the enemy, but some of that attack is because we're responsible for that. And we have to change our mind on how we look at marriages. We have to change our perception on how we respond to marriages. I don't think it has anything to do with social media. I think we got to be responsible to say marriage is ordained by God. Yes, it requires work, but that doesn't mean that it's not amazing. I mean, when you go to the gym, it requires work for you to go to the gym, but you don't say that this is not amazing when you can fit in a size 4 for a pair of pants, or you got a 12-pack or a 6-pack. We don't even focus on all of that work that you had to put in there when you showing that picture in your 2-piece. So that's what I'm saying. If we can change our mindset when it comes to marriage, if we can change our mindset when it comes to dating, and really look at the reality of things, I think some of our frustrations will die down a little bit. I think that's where I am. Like, some of this is our responsibility on how we perceive things.
Yeah, and how we have to highlight it. That I think it's a beautiful thing to highlight those highs and
Shamika,
tell
I want to
people
answer
stuff
this
is real.
question. You think the enemy wants us to be married? Absolutely not.
No.
I don't think the enemy wants us to be married, because I think it's something that's ordained by God. And anything that's going to glorify God and anything that's ordained by God, the enemy is going to fight at and fight with.
Right. I honestly don't think that the world enjoys people staying married. I think that's why they want so many others to be married. Oh, it should be for everybody. And then because it's going to assist in the tearing down of marriage, like, see, it's just really a common law thing. So it's not, it's property. That's what you always hear about property. You're like, man. So, hey, I loved it. Did I get my last point? I guess I'm out of time. I can't even get to. How we going to be disciplined? She said I was going to do all so much. She like, oh, you're running your mouth.
Did.
I
Just
loved
to
it.
recap, today we talked about purposeful dating, and
Purposeful
we ended
dating.
up talking about the
that
joys.
there should be some sort of conversation where you're honest on what's in it for me, and that should happen early.
What's in it for me?
That should happen early.
Yep, and you should be able to understand that if this person is not giving you what you want, it's okay to let go.
It's okay to let go and really have that deep conversation. That I think the deeper the conversation could be 6 months. Within that time, 6 months, 7 months, I'm really saying, no, hey, for real. I know we talked about this, feel like are we really on the same page? Yeah. Because I really see marriage in 2 years.
And then I kind of want to end with this.
Yeah.
Like, don't take rejection as a negative thing. Take the rejection as God's way of protecting you, because you know your standard and you know your desire, and maybe in this rejection this person was not able to meet that standard. So I don't want you to be discouraged with that rejection, and know that it's something else better out there, regardless of what it looked like. Hey, we got 46 days left in this year, and God can do an amazing thing.
Shout out, Steph. I saw you on the thing.
You could meet up with somebody.
I know for real I'm going. And this is the other thing, when you say that rejection is so beautiful, because if you were caught up with some local joker, I'm using words that Shamika and her whole crew use. This for the doctor. But if she's dating some local joker, it makes her unavailable for me, who was the Mr. Right. So Mr. Right would have hollered at you, would have swept you off your feet tomorrow, but you be holding on to this. Yeah. Like, I don't want to. No, let that go so that you're also back, that you're back available. Because he ain't go smooth. If he really Mr. Right, he ain't trying to have you on those slide cheating type stuff. He ain't trying to be a dude on the side if he really Mr. Right.
He ain't trying to be a dude on the side, but he may shoot his shot. No, I'm just
That's a whole other thing. But being engaged, is that a glorified boyfriend? We gotta get to that. We gotta get to that. As always,
you guys.
As always, today's episode was brought to you by you could purchase this advertising spot. We supposed to advertise at the beginning. I want y'all to know, for real, y'all, we advertise on this channel. If you have a product or something to endorse, we'd love to endorse you. Cut a little short promo. I can hit the play button. We do it right now. Today's was brought to you by House of Prayer and Praise, where you experience the love and love the experience.
I love the experience.
Man, Sunday mornings is Baptism Sunday this Sunday. Love to see y'all at 10 a.m. And they're a great church, 16520 Wyoming.
Detroit, Michigan.
They pay for that ad though.
Detroit, Michigan. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends.
Share and hit the subscribe. Hit the subscribe. The cool thing about subscribing and hit the little notification button, you'll be alerted next time we go live if we just pop on the thing. So you don't even have to wait for nothing.
I love you guys.
For real.
Thanks for hanging out with Couch Conversations
Girl,
from the Couch.
Man, I gotta start having
we need
music.
A song.
Look, you hear that? They hear that. I'm gonna get an intro track next time. Y'all have a good one here. I'm finishing right now.
I love
Peace
y'all.
out. Peace out.